What's up, everybody?
We're going to talk about what's changed in the sales process. Would you guys agree that since this thing called COVID in 2021, this conspiracy has changed? Have any of your buying and selling habits changed? Okay, we have 3 people, so some of us are in the same room. Everybody else can get up and leave. We have changed. Our consumer has changed. The prospect has changed. The whole world has changed. And yet some of us are still running in the same playbook that we learned at 1999 when Heidi was rejecting me for prom. Age Heidi. And the problem with that is that we want to be here to do what? Why are we here today? Who showed up for a specific reason? Anybody? So I have a belief. Your future will be defined by your limitations.
Limitations. We limit ourselves by the technology of our language. Interesting. Now be real. How many people got into real estate because they loved people, they loved working, and they wanted to go from a 9 to a 5 to a 9 to a 9 and work the weekends, right? Work the weekends. That's right. We work weekends. Do we work weekends here? Okay. And do we work nights? And are we in multiple offers again? Oh, God. And to drink some water for this one, which means we work what? More or less? This is what you guys all said you wanted. You wanted a better market. You guys got the better market. Now we are working more. We got into real estate for 3 reasons that I find. One is because we wanted freedom of time. 2, we wanted freedom of money. Maybe our boss. 3, somebody said to us at a dinner party, oh, you're super nice. You're really friendly. Oh, I love those glasses. You'd make a great realtor. You're like, I would too. I hate my boss. And you got into real estate. Some of us have some family, but those are the 3 main reasons. So I'm not going to bore you with the story about myself. Not yet, at least. I'm going to teach you guys how to make money. And if you guys keep an open mind, I will share with you why the words you say have really no significance unless you learn this first. And I know Phil Jones was here, absolute stunner, genius. But if you write down all of the phrases he taught you and you don't learn what I'm telling you, I promise you, you're going to have the same results next year. And some of you, they're really good. Look at that. Guys, look at that good-looking guy over there in the white shirt. What a stud. Who listens to Ben's podcast? Of course you guys do. How could you not, right? Yeah, you guys better all raise your... He's sitting in the back of the room watching you guys. Oh, how could you guys not, right? He teaches great stuff. So here I'm going to teach you how to lower sales resistance. Would anybody like to learn how to lower sales resistance? Okay, that's good. I like audience participation. Would anybody like to know how to build trust in your first 30 seconds? Would anybody like to learn how to book frictionless appointments? Did we learn how to book frictionless appointments yesterday at the bar? Right, P? And you were like, oh, that's good. I'm going to give you guys the framework. Now, there's this thing out there called fake experts. I know. You guys get on Instagram. You guys get on YouTube, right? Anybody listen to podcasts while they drive? Right? We don't know if those people have ever sat down with Mr. and Mrs. Jones at the kitchen table and talked about auctions, have we? They talked about selling. They just tell you all these good things, which sound great. And you guys are learners. You're here. You spent the time, the money, drove up this crazy hill, no reception. It's wild. Like, it's crazy. Rocks and slides and roads closed down. Maybe that's only because I came from Bakersfield. Nobody cares about Bakersfield. But there's this thing called fake experts in the world. And they're all over your Instagram. They're all over your YouTube. And what we have to learn when we go to an event is who to listen to, who not to listen to. That's important. Who not to listen to. Because you can't listen to everybody. One of my mentors told me, you go deep like a tree if you want to be strong in a storm. Most people go wide like the grass, and they just blow and sway. We have to learn to go deep with the right people, which means we have to be careful of fake experts. The other thing is that when you come to an event like this, did you learn a lot yesterday for those that were here? Mind-blowing. Did you learn a lot today? Mind-blowing. Did Cody teach you guys a bunch of stuff about stuff that I don't know about, that stuff that he talks about all the time because we have lived together and traveled the world in the last 2 years, and I'm like, yo, bro, how much do I pay you to do this? Mind-blowing. What are the things you're going to actually implement? Because being a lifelong learner is actually pretend if you don't implement. So don't be a fake expert yourself and don't listen to fake experts. Fair? Can we make that agreement? Moral contracts. You guys now said it. Anybody here ever heard of a USP? What's a USP? Anybody? I don't know these things. I am not that smart. What's a USP, somebody? What does it mean? How many of you guys have a unique selling model? We think we do, but do we? Have you compared your models to other people? Have you compared what you guys offer to other people? Now, you guys have an advantage. You guys have auctions. That would be part of the USP, but what is your unique selling mechanism? 3 parts to it. One is the delivery mechanism, tonality, body language, verbal cues, verbal pauses. I told you guys I'm going to teach you that if you don't learn this, the right words don't matter, because if the prospect hangs up on you, guess what? The right 20 freaking words chained together in a question phrase and a noun chain and a this chain mean absolutely what? Nothing, because a person doesn't want to listen to you. So the first thing we have to work on is our delivery mechanisms. Second thing is your frameworks. That's what Phil was talking about. We're all caught up with leads. Well, we should be caught up with how to talk to leads, not what to say to leads. That's manipulation. Yeah, he's like, oh, damn it. Third one is your feedback loop. I'm just playing with you. Feedback loop. If you don't have a feedback loop, how do you know you're doing well? When was the last time you guys listened to a live call outside of when Cody brought 2 to the call today? Never. Not a lot of hands go up, right? So we have to be open in the feedback loop part, because if we want to have a unique selling model, we have to hear what we say and what other people say. This might be a good group to start sharing phone numbers with. I didn't say room keys. I said phone numbers. You guys, come on. Scott is a very dangerous man. So we need to have feedback loops, you guys. And if we don't have a feedback loop, we don't know what we're actually doing. And if we don't know what we're doing, sorry, my throat's a little sore, hoarse. If we don't have a feedback loop, what happens? We think we are better than what we actually are. We think we sound a certain way. We think we talk a certain way. We think we show up a certain way. And we probably
don't. The feedback loop is what most people miss, because that attacks our ego, our pride, and our ability to blame the market and the leads. It's also one of the only things you can do to quickly see improvement.
Have you guys ever seen this website? What is this website? MySpace. Anybody get messages from Tom anymore? Why are you guys laughing? What? Anybody here use MySpace? The 2 young guys in the back still use MySpace. Get out of here, you guys. Used it, but do you currently use it? No. Well, I want to kind of tie it all together. We stopped using MySpace when, for most of you guys? When did Facebook come out? Somebody, hey Siri? 2009. That's a long time ago. Some of you here have not looked at your sales process since prior to MySpace. So whenever we see something old, we're just going to call it Tom. All right? We're just going to say, oh, Tom, that doesn't work anymore. Oh, Tom, no, that's outdated. So are we willing to work to update so we're not still using Tom and Tom's technology to make sales in a post-COVID, antitrust, I hate all salespeople, you hate all salespeople world? Because is it harder to get people on the phone now, or yes or yes? So do you want to have to chase them down, or do you want to have a conversation with them that actually attracts them? Because if you don't have the right system, you're not going to be able to do that. A system is a replicatable set of actions that get a desired outcome. Here's the kicker, that you can teach to somebody else. If it works for you, that's great. But if you can't teach it, is it really a system? I don't know. because you can't tell me about it. 3 false beliefs. Has anybody ever been told selling is hard? Not in this room. I love it. One belief is that people say selling's hard. Cody and I listen to thousands of calls a year. I've trained since 2010. I've been training agents on how to sell. From my own team to people in my brokerage to any buffoon on the street that would listen. A lot of them said selling was hard. But when I listened to them, they all sounded the same. They all sounded salesy. They all were trying to book appointments instead of finding the problem of the prospect. They all sounded the same with their tonality, right? They were excited. They were the happy puppy. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Yeah! I get to talk to you about your expired listing. Yeah! And as somebody who sells an expired list, like if you call an expired listing, are they excited to talk to you? Don't they think we're the scum of the earth? In Australia, real estate agents are rated beneath politicians. I don't think we're much higher in America either, you all. Being excited actually lowers your status in a 2024 world. So when you get on the phone, hi, how are you? Oh my God, I'm so excited to talk to you. Yeah! You lower your status. And here, I'll prove it to you. I'll prove it to you. Can I prove it to you guys? Some of us are over the age of 40, and we've gone to this thing called the doctor. Gentlemen, you know what I'm talking about. And the doctor says, you know what you're here for. Let's go. And you're like, all right, that's it. And now imagine, gentlemen, ladies, you're going to the gynecologist, you're going to the doctor, and they're like, oh my God, I'm so excited to check you out. Oh, it's going to be so much fun. I'm going to get all up in there. And you're going to be like, no more needs to be said. Third one is you have to be liked. Now, being likable is helpful, right? Being likable is helpful. No, like, and trust is the biggest myth I think we've ever heard as salespeople. Are there people you like you would not give $1 to? I love my dad. I like him a lot. Will never invest with him again. I know, you caught that. Good listening. I love my dad. He's super likable. His friends won't invest with him again. Sorry, Dad. I love you. He's probably going to watch this and shoot me. Why won't you guys work with people you like? What's missing in the equation? Trust 2.0. But we don't build trust because we ask surface level questions, because we use surface level intentions. We use surface level mindset. We use surface level everything, right? Remember, you guys, Phil Jones, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Oh, I'm doing great. How are you? I'm great. Where do we go from there? Selling is easy when you don't sound like everybody else. Selling is easy when your intentions are different than everybody else. Selling is easy when you have the right tone and body language. We're going to talk about all that. Fundamental belief, we are all one conversation away from our life changing. We are all one conversation from our life changing. Imagine if you got that $10 million client. Would your life change? Would that change the demographic of the buyers and sellers you work with? Would that change your trajectory of life? One conversation with Ben, now we're here, life-changing. Life-changing. We are all one conversation away from our life changing. But if we don't know how to have that conversation, think about all the lost opportunities in your life. Probably a lot. If you had 50% of those opportunities that you lost, would your life be different than it is now? Every conversation counts. Do not forget that. Every person, every prospect, every opportunity, it counts. It's not just, oh, I lost that listing. It's, I lost the one person that might have introduced me to 5 other people. Life-changing. Sales is a series of structured conversations. The way we structure conversations is we have to be able to get in a conversation first. We have to work on our tone. We have to learn on our body language, and we have to work on the intention that we set every time we talk to somebody. Oh, by the way, my name is Vikram Deol. I am not a fake expert. I've actually sold stuff in my life, you guys. I've been selling since I was 17 years old. Nobody really cares about me, but just so that you guys know, I'm not fake. I've sold $2 million in knives and trained and sold over $2 million in Cutco knives. You know, those are those knives that the kids come to your door. Tell you a funny story about that. I've sold over $250 million of real estate. I've been NEPQ certified through Jeremy Miner's program. I'm NLP certified, Tony Robbins certified coach. As Ben knows, I'm a biohacker. I like to bike, and I like to do meditation and yoga and weird spiritual stuff, which works really well at High. I've invested over $1 million into self-education, development, trauma work, ex-wife, Heidi. And here's the disclaimer. You're not going to make 7 figures extra by the end of this talk. You're going to have to do some work. You're going to have to put in some effort. But if you guys commit to doing this, you will make a lot of extra money. At the end, I got a free gift for you guys. I'm going to give you the #1 bestest setting appointment framework ever. I've used it in 4 industries. I've trained it in 12 industries. It works every time, all the time. Or at least 99%, which is close enough. Let me tell you guys my story. Why did I have to get good at selling knives? And why did I have to get good at selling real estate? Year was 2009. I just sold my lovely cell phone store that I was living in the back of, in the office, on an air mattress so that I could save money, so that I could get married to a woman that lived in Seattle to impress her family, to buy her nice things. Well, her family didn't love what I did, and they thought I was kind of like, are you sure you want to be with him, honey? Oh, yeah, he's really nice, Mom. Okay, cool. Nice. 2009, 2010, were there a lot of jobs hiring? Kind of this thing called a recession. So I go out, I start interviewing. I just got my MBA. I'm super excited. I don't know why I got it, but somebody told me I needed to get it. Got it. And I'm in the job market, and I'm interviewing. I'm too qualified. I'm not qualified. I'm not too qualified. I'm not qualified. I'm a high risk because I've never had a job before. I'm too low of a risk. All this crap. Well, Wells Fargo said, we'll hire you. Okay, awesome. Yes. Come back in for the second interview. Oh, okay, great. Super excited. Go in for the interview. Guess what? They wanted to start me as a teller. I can't work for 40 grand. We live in a $3,000 a month apartment. My ex-wife called me a loser every day. Your dad, you're not as successful as my dad. My dad sold this. My dad that. He ain't a hotel. Oh my God. So I told her I'm going to go back home and I'm going to start to sell Cutco knives. She's like, we're going to do what? I'm going to sell knives. Here's why this matters. As a kid, it was easy to sell knives. Picked up the phone, Mrs. Jones, right? You guys have probably got the call. I'm a college kid. I get college credit. I just have to show you this product. Every time I show the product, I get credit. Can I come over? Yeah, your friend Sally said, come over. Can I come over tomorrow, like between 2 and 4, right? Drew, 2 to 4. I gave him the time. That worked back in 99. As a grown-ass man, or what I thought was a grown man, but trauma told me I wasn't, and my therapist, what I realized was nobody wanted a grown man come to their house to sell them knives. The husband did it. The wife did it. And I'm like, oh, crap. No job. No money. Still had the ex-wife. Still had the problems. What am I going to do? So I called my manager after about 2 weeks of calling. And I said, hey, bro, I got to quit. He's like, what do you mean? You sold so many knives. We need you in our office. Nobody's letting me over. Doing like 3 appointments a week. We need to do 3 appointments a day. Come to the office. All right, come to the office. What are you saying? I wrote out the script. It's the last time you guys wrote out your script on what you said. He said, say it to me. I said it to him. He's like, we sound pretty good. I know, bro. I'm not stupid. Nobody's picking up the phone and letting me come over, though. How many conversations are you having? Tracking your numbers. Lots. What's the objection you're getting? The same thing. Yeah, we're good. So we worked day in, day out, day in, day out, day in. We tried, we practiced, we tried, we changed our tones. We changed our openers of the conversation. We changed everything until finally one day after about 2 weeks it worked. Game changer. But it's 2 weeks of hell. Right? 2 weeks of hell. Why does that matter, you guys? Because my problem was the same problem that agents have. You see this thing? It's an empty calendar, right? Play groups, kids. Oh, I got to take my car here. I got to go here. I got to do the busy work to pretend like we're busy, but we're actually doing nothing. My problem was the same problem that so many people have, is that my calendar was empty and it had too much white time. Is it possible to play this? Cool. I'm going to just have you guys here. This guy was he's a top producer. He did about $15 million. He's not selling $15 million houses, Drew. So he actually has to work. I'm kidding, bro. Drew works his ass off. Do you know that? He actually works his ass off. Whenever you're ready, I want you guys to listen to the conversation that he has. I want you to listen to the conversation he has because he sells real estate.
You have a couple of minutes to talk now?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I know you guys are looking at, and you said you were at the open house?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, the offer deadline's tomorrow. I sent you the seller's disclosure and stuff. Did you get that email?
Yeah. So basically, but you know what I'm curious is nowadays, like, because when I visited that open house, it was quite crowded. So when I say crowded, I mean the lady, the listing agent, she was saying, you know, more than 180 families or people
Pause.
visited.
Right.
So and we were really
180 people? 100 and for real? There was 180 people inside of the open house? Did he miss an opportunity to book an appointment to educate a prospect? He rambled on for 6.5 more minutes, got to nothing about nowhere. She gave him 4 more opportunities to drop what we call the game plan frame. Never got the appointment. Towards the end, is it possible to play at 5 minutes and 15 seconds? Awesome. You guys are the best here. Can you guys give them a round of applause for working their butts off? We literally updated the slide deck 37 seconds ago. Boom.
Yeah, it's a good time to get your lasso around this appreciation. I mean, it's certainly keeps going up, and since 2012, it's been on a pretty steady march up. And you know, at least you get the tax advantage and all that stuff. You know, especially with those jobs. So, do you guys have time tonight to maybe jump to on another meeting when you're with your husband?
Pause.
I
Who wants a meeting? Another meeting. Come on, you guys are salespeople. He's your brother. You don't want another meeting. Okay, fine, all right. Who wants to wrap their lasso? She's Indian. She's in tech. I know. She's my sister. She's Indian. She's in tech. I know. I'm crass. It's okay. Do you think she wants to wrap her lasso around the appreciation? Is that part of our structured conversations? Did you hear his tonality when he asked for the appointment? Was he confident or was he a little... Did you guys feel a little wishy-washy? A little shaky? Ooh, I don't know if I want to meet with you. It's funny because he sold $14 million last year. And he paid me in full for training. So it's funny, but he's got money. He's not broke. He's not poor. Agents would die to be in his place. He's awesome. He let us do this. You guys, if you feel like following him on Instagram and giving him a shout out as a thank you for putting himself out there, because that's what we call being humble and being a servant leader. Right? We have to drop our ego and let ourselves be vulnerable if we want to grow. None of us are perfect, trust me. None of us. Imagine how many deals he's lost because he asked the question in such a weird way. So do you want to go at a meeting and we'll talk about I don't even know what we're going to talk about. Weird, right? So I'm going to teach you my weird method that's made me millions. And no, stop selling drugs in high school, okay? 3 secrets. How to use language patterns, right? How to use language patterns to be structured without sounding scripted. Number 2 is why your words are only 10% of the conversation. And number 3 is how to make people want to work with you. Training is not something you did, it's something you do. All right? Just remember that, you guys that are trying to be healthier. It's not something we did. Didn't go to the gym once, we go all the time. I'm not going to talk about that story, but man, look at that kid. Any resemblance right there? If you guys notice, having fun makes life better. Like some of us are so boring. Even you're bored to be around yourself. Charismatic selling means you're waiting for the prospect to call you back on Tuesday. You're using your personality to sell instead of using the skills. You're using the fact that people like you instead of using your ability to connect with people and find their true problem. Alex, am I delivering for you, baby? Okay. Alex has been giving me a lot of pressure all day. Momentum markets. When the momentum goes up, our business goes up. You know what's sad about a momentum market? The market goes up 80%, your business goes up 20. Markets go down 20, your business goes down 80. Trip, eh? Your prospects, this room just looks like us. Look, I'm right here. Your prospects are qualifying you. You are not qualifying them.
You just remember that. If you take nothing home from this conversation, they have unlimited options.
How many audiences do we have in Newport right now? How many agents are there in Newport? How many agents are there in the Monarch office? How many agents are in Orange County?
Y'all think you're the best. I just want to tell you, we have to become humble. All right? We have to do things differently because there's a room full of agents in another office doing the same types of training. Not this type, they're doing like combat training, but you know what I'm saying. Skills hard to develop. Look at the payoff. Momentum, easy to do, hard to maintain. Skills based, right? Boy, wants that calendar. When I see that calendar in the morning, I get excited. I'll see you at like 9 o'clock tonight. Hey, babe, here's my calendar. Okay, I'll see you at 9 o'clock tonight. Oh, babe, why did they make some money so I can go shopping? Don't think I got you, honey. What's your biggest expense right now? What's your biggest expense? Shout it out. Come on, biggest expense. Mortgage, that's probably a big one.
Taxes, that's a good problem. What else? You're in college? Who said that? What else? What else? What else? Cars. What else? MLS dues. What else? Marketing. What else? My wife. What else? My husband. What else? The dog. What else? Lawn care. What else? That's your biggest problem. The skills you don't even know you need. Write this down. Take a picture. And then put your phones away. Take a picture, then put your phones away. Don't be distracted. One of the biggest challenges we have in this world is keeping people's attention. One of the biggest problems you have in sales is that your people aren't listening to you because you're monotone and you're talking like this and you're saying everything that you need to say and you're having a 45-minute robotic conversation about why you are the number one agent in the entire area and you are the neighborhood expert and they should list with you because you guys have everything that nobody else has, and yet we all say the same thing because we're going to list our house on 442 websites. It's called the MLS. What is your intention when you start a presentation? What is your intention when you start a phone call? What is your intention when you get on? Are you guys prospecting? Are you doing discovery calls to help humans out? Your words matter. I don't want to prospect. I want to help humans. What do you want to do? Do you want to sell houses or do you want to help people? Makes a big difference. Your intention sets your tone. Your tone, right, allows you to focus on the prospect. But what are most agents focused on? Not you guys in this room. I know only one of you. I'm not going to call you out. What are most agents focused on? Gold star, my friend. We lose sales because we focus on ourselves. Remember the conversation yesterday that Phil had with, was it you? No, it was somebody else. Yeah. And he's like, and then the person that, and then I went to New Zealand, and when I was in New Zealand and I did this and this, and you're just like, yeah, okay, I don't care. Our presentations start out like how? We talk about ourselves. Nobody cares about you, just like you guys don't care about me until you realize maybe he has something that I might care about. Let's hear what he has to say. Same thing with your prospects. Focus on the problem your prospect has. Focus on the problem your prospect has, and can you actually solve it? There's a lot of problems we can't solve for people. We might be able to connect them, but there's things that we just can't help everybody with. But we all think we can. What is the problem your prospect has, and can you solve it? The TPC model. All right, this is what we teach to our private clients. Tone, pace, and being conversational. Now, tone, we're going to talk about in more depth. Pace is how fast you talk. Most of you guys talk way too fast. Slow down. There's no fire. Be patient. 3 is being conversational. Conversational is the exact opposite that you've ever been taught. Right. Wait. Hold on, Michael. When you said, Sally, stuttering in a structured way, using ooh, ah, ohs, and ums. Wait. That is normal. I want you guys to listen today. It's called human behavior. It's called modeling. I want you guys to listen today to the conversations you have at happy hour right after this. What we're taught to do in sales is interrogate people. What we need to do is be conversational with people. Conversations are a two-way street. Interrogations are you ask, I ask. You ask, I ask. Ooh, ah, oh, e, I, oh, ooh, I, e, ah, ah, ah. That is conversational because that is normal. It also allows you to jump in and cut somebody off that's on their way to Mars. Otherwise, you just sit there, and I know you've all done it. You sit there, oh my God, what are they talking? I don't care about this. I had 17 more minutes before they're going to tell me they have to go pick up their kids, and they're rambling on about their weekend, and oh, why did I ask that stupid question that now they won't stop talking about? And 14 minutes later, like, oh my God, I have to go. This was such a great conversation. Okay, I'll talk to my husband, and we'll talk about it. We'll get back to you. And then we have to wait for Tuesday, 10 a.m. And not every Tuesday has a Verizon and AT&T outage. Not every Tuesday has a Facebook and Instagram outage. They just don't want to work with you because we didn't control the process because we let them ramble. The amygdala in our brain is called the fight or flight method. The reason why this is important is the minute you trigger sales resistance, because your tone was off, your pace was off, the minute you trigger sales resistance, here's what happens. The brain is no longer able to comprehend the words and the meaning that you're saying because they are looking for the saber-toothed tiger. The tone is the first thing they hear. When you hear a gun, if somebody shot a gun in here, how many people would be sitting here calm and collected? I'm talking about how to make more money. Listen to me, people, and there's a gunfire. Who's sitting here listening to me? Okay, that's interesting. You hear a baby crying. Who here is listening to me when there's a baby crying in the middle of an empty park and there's nobody around? Who here is listening? Honey, we need to go get some ice cream. Oh my God, I want some ice cream. Baby, there's a child crying. We got to go save that life. You stop listening. You become irrational, or you become completely unaware of everything around you. But when you hear a beautiful pianist in the middle of a mall at Christmas and you're stressed out, gentlemen, sit down, relax, go spend more money. All of these things are tone because our brain hears tone before it hears words. Take a picture of this. The 8 most important tones in sales. For our sake of this conversation, curiosity, familiarity, lost. When you start a conversation, start lost. Don't start excited. Ring, ring. Hi, is this the owner of, is this John? Is this John? Yeah, who's this? When we're lost, we have to help. It's human behavior. The old woman comes up to you at the restaurant. Oh my God, honey, I'm so lost. Oh, where are you going? Don't worry about my $400 tomahawk steak. No problem. I got you. Let me go take you around the corner, help you out. Curiosity and lost are the number 1 and 2 ways to open a conversation. If you're in rapport with somebody, which means they'll actually remember who you are, you can use a familiar tone. Most of the reasons why we don't like to call people back is because we're trying to use a familiar tone and they are lost and they don't know who you are because you had a mediocre conversation with that best. It's been 6 months. They don't remember you. You don't remember them, but we expect them to remember us because we look at life through our bubble and they don't. If you guys can master curiosity and being lost on your calls, you will enjoy prospecting so much more. The trust, rapport, influence sales method is what we developed because without trust and rapport, you have no influence. Without trust, rapport, and influence, you don't get to make sales. There's no such thing as a bad appointment, so book more appointments. Don't qualify your prospects. They've already qualified you. Get in front of them. The way you get in front of them is a game plan frame. Has anybody actually sat down to share with you the 3 most important things about getting your home sold in today's market? Has anybody shared with you the 3 most important things that expired people's who's, we don't want to use the word expired. Has anybody shared the 3 most important things with you about what you need to know when your home didn't sell in today's market is? You guys hear the different tonalities in there? The way we use language creates either curiosity or it creates click. It either creates, I want to know more, or it creates, leave me alone, never call back. oh, that could be,
Not super problematic, a little problematic. If I say, oh, that's super problematic, you're going to defend it. If I say that's a little problematic, everybody knows it's going to be a huge problem.
we've been in our house for 6 months and nobody's taught us or talked to us about the 3 most important things that we should need to know. That's what they're saying internally. Well, it sounds like what we do could possibly help you out. Because has anybody shared the most important things that you should know about how to make more sales in today's market? No? Oh my God, that could be a little problematic. Well, if you find it helpful, I know we just called you out of the blue. Every industry it works in. Every industry it works in. And if you mastered this alone, it will be worth your time that you showed up here. Because your calendars will go from not as full as we want to more than we can handle. All right, so if you guys want the game plan frame, I'll give it to you. $4.99. Open house registrations. How many of you guys do not do open house registrations? I had a brand new agent that I've been working with for 4 weeks now. Just got her license. She booked 4 appointments in her last open house. 4 appointments. She just got her license. Game plan frame. But this is how we start, okay? Hey, my name is Blake and you are? You can be a little happy. Now, it's nice to meet you. Now, I assume you're here to see the open house because now they can't just tell you we're just here to see the open house, right? So I assume you're here to see the open house. Okay, great. Because if you wanted like a coffee or something, I probably wouldn't be able to help you. Humor lowers guard. Every other agent is asking for the registration right out the gate. We are not. We are lowering their guard. We are having fun. Fun people are likable. Likable people get information. As you can see, we have a small line going on here. I'm going to go with the assumption that your guys' open houses are pretty busy these days. The couple of our clients, they said there was like 70 people through their open houses, so they have a couple of people in and out. There's a small line. If you don't, you just take that out. I won't hold you back. As you can see, we got a small line going on, but let's just get you logged in here real quick. You know, the owners just want to know who's rummaging through their underwear drawers. You guys might say their kitchen counter, whatever your level of humor and comfort is. Underwear drawer worked real well for me. You have your iPad out in your hand. You do not give it to them. You look down and you say, so could you spell your full name for me? And you start writing. The fact that you look down means that you are expecting them to do it. It's less awkward for them because you're not staring them in the eyes like a little kid, like, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. You just look down. Okay, now, what was your first name? Right. Could you spell your whole name for me? Great. And your phone number is, you do not look up. You do not look up. You glance up in the corner of your eye so that they know you know that we both know that you're looking. But you just keep looking. You have a power pose. Right? You have a power pose. Great. And your email, John at, what was that again? If it sounds funny. Well, I'm sorry, what was that again? You can't lie twice. Well, let me give you another email address. That's what they say. Okay, great. And your phone number? Well, I don't want anybody bugging. Oh, yeah, no, this isn't for bugging purposes. This is just to the owners. Okay, great. Now you have their information. Now, if you want to qualify a little bit more, depending on your line, it's called a sorting question. Cool. And how are you finding homes now? Online, or do you live in the neighborhood? We heard the stat yesterday. 8 people sold their house in that San Diego neighborhood. 2 listed with the agent. That was 6 opportunities. Could have been 12 if they had to buy. Just saying. Okay, here's a brochure. Here's some information on the house. Send them on their way. Oh. Now, I invite you to explore the home. These are powerful language. And as you're exploring the home, as questions arise, I welcome you to just ask me or an associate. It's a very powerful frame right there, you guys. Because now they're like, oh, we're exploring together. It's like an adventure. Oh, this is cool. Like, you know, we can't say the word adventure because we're adults and we have to be boring. But as questions arise, so we're expecting them to have questions, they come and ask us. Because if they have questions, that means they're a buyer. I love double ending deals. I got the listing. I want 2 paychecks. Why wouldn't you want 2 paychecks? I don't want to work hard. I want to go sit on the boat and drink beer. So I'm going to give you guys this. I believe our time is done. I'm going to give you guys the how to book appointments from open houses. If you want to take a picture. I'm going to give you the post open house script. So now you know how to call these people. So you have no more excuses. I'm going to give you, it's like 3 pages long, as you guys can see. Guys, we run the Real Estate Sales Academy. If you guys want, fill out that form. I'll send you all the scripting and everything. So there's a little form there. Otherwise, thank you guys for allowing us to be here.